It's officially 3:33 p.m. and we are off the clock.
We're back on the couch.
We are back.
We made it back.
We are back on the couch. What you guys been doing this week?
Every time you ask us, I think I know what I'm going to say. And then I'm like, what did I do this week? I have no idea what I did this week.
By the time Saturday comes, like the week is such a blur. I just be so ready to get out of my shower.
Got it. I had a lot of business stuff to do.
Okay.
A lot of paperwork to organize for both businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing a lot of that. I've been doing more trucking transportation stuff than beauty stuff this week.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What have you been doing this week?
I have been resting, something
that's
that
amazing.
I never do.
Yes.
And I had an interesting day yesterday.
Yes.
Very, very interesting.
How so?
You
You want to share?
Let's just say something very phenomenal happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take phenomenal.
Definitely. All day.
Give
Any
me the
day.
phone.
For 2 hours yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pretty much had like an epiphany.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's an offline
I love a
share.
good.
Oh, okay.
And it'll
For
be
sure.
good. It'll be good to like download
And our
them.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon.
I mean, who knows? This might be the beginning of it.
It might be the beginning
It
of
might be
it.
the beginning of it.
Yes. It might be the beginning of it.
I just
What did
throwing
you
it
say
out
you
there.
were
so bad.
No, I'm just saying it might be good
And
for
our
our
Patreon.
Patreon.
No, I said, what
Hilarious.
did you say you've been doing this week?
No. I
Yeah.
just worked and worked out.
Yeah.
Got back. I had a falling off
Yeah.
from the gym ever since I came back from Miami.
Got it.
So this week I really locked in and focused. I didn't have the busiest work schedule, so I was able to get back locked in the gym and with my food. So I was happy about that. But aside from work, a little bit of clerical stuff, a little ordering, a little back of the house stuff, just catching up. for real.
Organization. I feel like you've been doing that for like 2-3 weeks now.
I feel like I've been doing it for like
Since you
2-3
got back, yeah.
months.
Yeah.
And I'm still behind, but it's just, it's constant. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing. I got back in the gym
Yeah.
last week, like 3 straight days. It was really good. I
That's
kind of
good.
fell off too since Transformation Challenge ended. Kind of been like 2 times a week.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, which was really cool, my parents came over. I
Okay.
told y'all about that earlier.
Yeah.
My parents came over and we had like a movie night. It was so cute.
That's
We had
so
such a good
sweet.
time, like date night. It was really cute.
Oh, you guys saw.
Avatar,
Avatar,
which is
yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
phenomenal.
I gotta go see Avatar.
Have any of y'all
Yeah.
seen Creed yet?
I
Yeah, it
haven't
was
seen
amazing.
it.
It was phenomenal.
You saw
Yeah.
it?
It was phenomenal.
I forgot.
Yeah, she saw it within the.
It's
yeah.
so crazy just how like some people love it and some people's like anti going to go see it just because of the marketing behind it.
I think it was great.
It's so weird that people would be so offended by
What was the
somebody.
marketing? Oh, the picture?
The pictures, them pretty close together, them hugging
People
one
have to grow
another.
up. It's
People have to
2023.
grow up.
Yeah,
They do.
Men need love.
they need to open your minds, expand, and it. I just don't understand the sensitivity behind it all.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but it was
But
phenomenal.
do you think
It just
it's like
exposes
jokes?
childhoods. It's
That's what I'm
like
about
you
to
didn't get
say.
hugged.
Yeah,
It's sad.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's sad, but you're just exposing yourself.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking that it's like because on some of these, guys' big platforms, they say they didn't watch it because of this picture or that picture. I'm like, are those jokes like layered in the truth or like?
A little bit of both,
I
I'm
mean,
sure.
they were dogging or like dragging Cameron because he was like, "This is the reason why I didn't
Yeah,
go see
that's
it."
that's exactly who.
And then the comments are like, "You've worn a pink jacket,
Right, you're known for that.
Yeah,
Right.
you're concerned about this.
You are known
Picture.
for your
Yeah.
peace.
So
Yeah.
I had heard,
In a boy group, in a boy band.
right, but I had heard that he's getting more into because he has a new platform that he's speaking on. With
Oh, okay.
Mace. Is that like clickbait?
Little controversy just to get,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe he's like just
Yeah.
that's his form of
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poking
Maybe.
the bear a little
It
bit.
works.
It does work.
It's
Yeah,
been
it
tough,
does
though.
work. Yeah. And I also saw last week the Tiana Taylor movie.
Oh, I heard it was great.
2001. It was amazing.
Oh, I
it
love
was
her.
great.
She's
We gotta
doing
go
good
see
with the
that.
acting.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Like you can see the improvement
Yeah.
honestly in it. And I think it's just more so because she produced it as well. So
Yes.
it feels like it's from the heart. Like
Gotcha.
I really put this, into it. I feel like she got casted in other roles where they were just kind of like
Making her
so not so you think you can dance. What
That
is
type of vibe.
Fun.
like a
Like,
fun, yeah. And this was a very
Yeah.
serious role, but I think how it ended, I was very disappointed about how it ended. But I think it's because they want to create more,
Like a sequel or something. Okay.
more content, like a 2 to it or whatever sequel. Yeah. So, but it was amazing. I think everybody should go see it.
I'm gonna have to
cool.
check it out.
Check that one
I
out.
love Tiana Taylor.
I do too.
No, seriously,
she's
love
She's
her.
super
dope.
talented.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, let's introduce our very first guest to GTGI. I like saying GTGI.
I know, it's so
Okay.
cute.
It's
I
so
like
cute,
it.
right?
It's our good
like it.
girl.
Yes. Welcome our girl Lavette Cephus.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Welcome,
So
welcome,
happy
welcome.
to have you.
Our good girl.
Our good girl. Our great girl.
I want you to do
Pure.
that over again.
Okay. So first off, we have our very first guest, our good girl Lavette Cephus.
Hey,
Welcome.
girl.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes.
Yes.
So let me give you guys a little bit of an introduction about Lavette. She's the founder and CEO of Beauty Asylum, an innovative nail professional, educator, and creator, a mother of 2 beautiful girls, not one but 2, Brittany and Story. She's a true artist and entrepreneur who's gained recognition and awards and accolades, including, these is probably not even all of them.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not all of
yes.
them. It's definitely not all of them.
Nails Next Top Nail Artist in 2015. The first Next Gen Nail Artist 2015. Let's see, Beauty Industry's Mother of the Year Award. That was 2020. Leading Nail Artist for New York Fashion Week for the Blondes. That was like my favorite little situation. Featured editorial work such as Nails Magazine, Essence Magazine, Allure Magazine. Should I keep going?
Yeah, there's more.
Yes. All right, so again, let's welcome our girl Lavette. It's 3:33 p.m. and we are officially off the clock.
Cheers.
So Deshae, let me sip. I always forget to sip.
I don't.
You have
We
to
know.
finish the chairs.
I'll never forget.
Okay, so I met Lavette through a good old Instagram search.
Okay. She's a good for a good.
Instagram.
Yeah, a good old Instagram search.
Yes, Insta be working.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So I had an existing nail tech that just the relationship really wasn't working out as far as like my schedule and stuff. And so I was like, I gotta find me somebody else who does Gel X nails because I got addicted to this Gel X.
Yes.
They felt so light. I just liked how like normal and like
That's
natural
smooth. Yeah,
it
it's
looked.
the vibe.
Yes. So did a good old Instagram search and Lavette came up, and it was kind of like ironic because she was going to be in the same nail shop as the current nail tech that I was going to. I think you had been in Georgia for how long?
At that point, 4 months, 5 months.
Okay.
I was fairly new.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, found her, and it was literally love at first sight. As soon as I walked in, she kind of pinged everything. She was like, "You do hair?" I'm like, yes, how do you know that? She was like, I see no color on those nails.
Yeah. I can see that.
But it was just super professional. You know, sometimes you're used to going into certain nail shops and, they don't ask you to wash your hands first. And it just felt like it was something that she normally did, and it wasn't like COVID based.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't like, let me just do this because I don't want COVID. It was literally professional from the
Right.
time I walked in to the time I sat down, the greeting, the everything. And so she basically talked to me about what it is that I want, what my goals were, and basically told me that my nails were trash. Which they were.
To
They
that.
were not healthy. My nails were not healthy.
No.
And so we developed a good relationship based off of her wanting to make sure that my nails got healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I was just
Perfect.
literally attached to her from then because it was,
She cared.
it was so caring. And then I literally followed her from every step that she went until she got her current space now, her current
Yes.
salon now. And we've developed a friendship outside of just getting these nails done.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
Yes, and it definitely has been beautiful. So
Yes. I would say you are officially the first Georgia friend that I made.
That's
Literally.
That's sweet.
Yes.
Well, piggybacking off of Kai's experience, I was working with a nail artist for a long time, and my schedule, well, it wasn't so much my schedule. I stayed pretty on point, but it was a conflict of like this artist being tired and taking months off or whatever. So that conflicted with my schedule and needed my services. I've always admired her nails. I always complimented. I was just in the routine of having like acrylic on though. So I didn't know about Gel X. I was kind of up and down about it, but I wanted the nail art. So that's what got me there.
That nail art, top tier.
Yeah, that's what got
Top
me
tier.
there more so than the actual technique of everything. Because I didn't know about Gel X, but you know how when somebody says like, when you meet somebody you're gonna love them. It's kind of one of those.
Yeah, it's
things,
one of those
like,
things they say
oh, you
and throw
love
it
her.
away.
Yeah.
But when I met her, the moment I was like, I like her. It's so
I think
funny.
you left your appointment. You're like, oh, I love you.
And I text Kai like, I love her.
So it was really, really high level professionalism, which
Thank
I
you.
appreciate.
Yes.
From like, I'll wait for that. I'll book out for that. I'll pay extra for that. It's just an experience that, you know, it's kind of like my service. You know, it's not for everybody, but it's like if you care about certain things or detailed things within your appointment or your beauty professional knowing and caring about longevity and the health of your nails, like I don't want my clients to not have lashes when they're done with me.
Absolutely.
So it was just that kind of transition of like my nail beds being completely ate up and you nursing them back to health. And I was
We grew up not really knowing.
Right. Yeah.
Since 12.
Right?
Yeah.
12
I think
years
them
old.
first sets was like what the fills was like 20. The
$12.
full set was 20.
Yeah.
The bill was $13.
I think in Oregon it might have been $17 for
Right.
a full set.
Yeah. They start competing with each other.
So it's been a really solid. So that was like my birthday last September, and we've been rocking and rolling.
Yes.
And one of the things that I love to tell people when I brag about your art or my experience is that I don't only have to go once a month.
Right.
That's
How
amazing.
lit for me that is. Like that is, it's like time is everything. I'd rather spend
That's
a larger
nice, 'cause
amount
I
of
don't.
time
Right.
with you.
Every 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, we had to
that's great.
put you on the schedule since you've been working out.
Yeah.
It's been.
No, I legit love that I could get in once a month and be solid for a month.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend more time in the appointment to extend it.
Or what about even just, I know that you spoke to the nail art, but what about even just showing her something?
Oh,
and,
1,000%.
and not even having to figure out what I need to do. It's just
all
like,
I'm doing
okay.
is picking colors. Once I show her,
Y'all like kids in the candy store.
It's a whole, when I say it's a whole ordeal.
Every time.
And sometimes I can look at something, I'll be like, I'm really not sure how to do that.
And then you just watch
But I
her
want to give it a
freestyle
try.
Yeah.
I love a challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm
the
like,
creative
yo,
in
that
you.
turned out dope.
Yeah.
Like literally like your set now. I was like, I don't know
It's
how I'm
beautiful.
going to do this.
It's like,
but
what is the class you can go to where you can do the glass? The
like the
glass
yeah,
blowing?
glass
Yeah.
blowing.
That's literally what it looks like.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
We'll have to
Yes.
post a
Perfect.
picture up.
It do.
Yeah.
So we just got to get Ashley.
Yeah.
We just got to get
I have
Ashley.
been
You're
stalking
such
her.
a simple nail girl, but I'm coming.
I can slay simple.
I
honey.
know. I know the experience is great, and so that's why I'm
Yes.
coming. 'Cause
Yes.
I know the experience is great. I'm so simple. But I'm gonna get there. I've heard great things about you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And that warms my heart knowing because I put a lot of effort and work into making sure there's a professional experience. So hearing
From the
that,
booking.
like,
From
the booking.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can
We talked
request
about
what
that,
type
right?
of
Yeah.
appointment I want.
Yeah.
If I want loud music, if I want to catch up, if I just want
Silent
silence
appointment,
today.
yeah.
What kind
love
of
that.
snack you want?
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm into it all. Give me energy, please, when I walk into an appointment.
Well, I did after I left the salon that I was at, I manifested because like I know the ordeal I kind of went through and I was like, I want a specific type of energy.
Yes.
And
My
that's what you
client
said.
has, and so far I've been very blessed.
That's amazing.
Every
to
single
that.
client has been what I asked for.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
amazing.
Yes.
That's really
Yes.
amazing. And I'm glad you said that too, because it takes you to go through some things and then step back and sometimes identify what you want.
Exactly.
And what you want to deal with,
For
what
sure.
you want to receive. So you start putting that out there into the world. Yeah, even in your cadence.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
your demeanor is showing that you want somebody that cares about the details. That's why they come.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We don't have that question on the list, but I want to get to that when we talk about building clientele. Like what you shifted, aside from the manifestation, like what you shifted to attract that.
Yeah.
In addition to manifestation.
Okay, so before we deep dive into your entrepreneurial journey, let's talk about in 2007 when you first entered the beauty space.
Okay, so I had been practicing doing nails on family and friends for about 6 or 9 months only.
Okay.
Like I went to the hair store, the local
Yes.
beauty supply store that had the stuff you probably never heard of.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just started practicing on myself, and my peers were like asking me who did my nails, and I was like, I did. And they could not believe me. So they basically encouraged me to try it. And I'm a great listener, and I'm a hustler.
Yes.
So I already was kind of doing, I was doing hair. I
Okay.
was braiding. So, yeah, I've really been a hustler. I mean, I was braiding hair like 6 years old. Okay?
Oh, my God.
And I had a name for myself because I'm originally from Philadelphia.
Yes.
Okay.
Braiding hair when I would go for the summers in Philly, had a clientele.
Yeah.
And then when I would be back home in Ohio, clientele. So my clients were like, you know, you could go to school for this and you can really have a career in this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? No, I ain't know that. I just knew about the people hustling.
Yeah.
And I listened to them, started doing a little bit of research, and I went and got my nail license. It was a little trial because unlike with the CAS, you can't get funding or you can't get finance. No, you have to basically pay out of pocket.
Right.
I think there's a loan, but it's like really, really hard to get.
Wow.
But it was about $2,500.
Okay.
Nobody in my family had that.
Yeah.
Nobody
and then
had
back
credit.
then, too.
Yeah.
2,500 now was not 2,500.
Yeah.
back
Exactly.
then.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was blessed enough to actually have a mentor that I got through high school who paid for it for me.
Oh,
That's
wow.
amazing.
He paid
That's
for
a
me to
blessing.
go
Wow.
Yeah.
to nail school. So that's how I got my foot in the door.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I just listened.
Do you still have any like day one clients from 2007?
Well, now that I'm in Georgia,
Right.
no.
Well, you go back and forth.
I do.
Yeah.
Not to work though.
I do. I'll be all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, that hustling me.
Yeah.
I don't have any because I literally was doing nails in the projects.
Yeah.
Y'all,
So it was a different
my nail
clientele base.
desk was an ironing board.
Wow.
Which
Wow.
I'm about to innovate. I'm about to work on something innovate because it was the perfect
It was perfect.
table.
Cause you was able to
had
stretch
enough
out.
room.
Yeah.
I mean, I could lift it as high or low
Yeah.
as I wanted
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
adjust to
Yeah.
my seating.
Yeah.
So hopefully nobody stole that idea. But
It's yours.
so I would say there, but I still keep in really close contact with those people, and they've been watching me over the years and stuff. Because from 2007, my career evolved like every so many years.
Yes.
Right.
And respectfully enough, like people would stop coming, but I still had like a relationship and a rapport with them.
Absolutely.
So no, like
That's because you
day
treated
ones.
people well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some people just love seeing the growth too.
Absolutely.
Journey.
It's like I may
Yeah.
not be able to pay for that service, but I'm
Right.
still
Yes.
Right. Still
rooting
support
for
you from over
Exactly.
here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had a salon in Ohio, so some of my clients, even when they transitioned out of my chair, they still supported other artists in my
Have a
salon
business.
because I make sure everyone's comfortable. I know there's a thing of hair, seat hopping and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but I'm like, I don't
you're
mind.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't
especially if
mind.
it's somebody that you've worked with you closely and you
Exactly.
know their skill set and
So I don't think no
professionalism.
clients really felt uncomfortable, like, oh, I don't want to go to someone
Right.
else in her salon. Like,
Yeah.
The money's still coming to the business.
Exactly.
You know about that.
Okay, where
That was a great question. That was
Yeah.
a great question. I'm like trying to think of my day one. Shout out to them.
Shout out
though.
to them,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what motivated you to start your own business, and how has that motivation evolved over time?
Great question. What motivated me to start my business was survival. Being a single teen mother.
Yeah.
Not really having a support system.
Yeah.
So I was very, very strict about who was around my child,
Right.
my
Yeah.
oldest daughter,
Yeah.
Rennie Ramos. And I needed somewhere for her to be comfortably. So that was the motivation for me to open my own salon so I can bring her to work and know what she was doing at all times. And that has evolved now because now I'm focusing more on generational wealth.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
my motivation now. Setting up my great grandkids.
There we go.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so to piggyback off that, what's been a major high in your business to this point? Like a major high that you've
Can you
experienced?
pinpoint?
It's been so
many.
Right?
Yeah.
So knock off like
Without the
three
one
of
that just
top
happened,
three.
not that one, something else.
I would say, honestly, after I won that competition
Which
back
one? The
in
first one?
2015,
Okay.
it was called Nails Next Top Nail Artist.
Wow.
It put me in a mind frame that I had no idea what the beauty industry really
Put you on a
entailed.
platform.
Right.
It put you on
Yeah.
a different platform for sure.
Because I just thought you just go to work, you sit behind the desk, and you do nails day in and day out. But that whole entire experience, it wasn't only about the nails. And a lot of people don't really realize that it was about the professionalism. It
Right.
was about evolving in the industry, how you can pass the torch to other artists.
Yeah.
So when I went to California, because they flew the top three out,
Okay.
we had so many different experiences. We had private dinners with like the chief editor of the magazines and the top
Right.
sponsors, and some of the questions they were asking us, I'm like, what? I mean, I thought I was about to
I ain't even went there yet.
I thought I was gonna get a trophy and a check and be out. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. And they were like, no, like we want a winner who can really uphold the industry and really like excel the industry.
Yeah.
And that was a moment. One of the dinners, we got to meet some of like the really big names in the
Yeah.
industry, like the Foot Nanny and
Right.
people who've only done editorial work. I didn't even know that was really a thing.
right.
Yeah.
I thought that you just had to be real lucky
Yeah.
or not have any type of life. Because I actually at one point researched how to get celebrities and
Right,
stuff
right,
like
right.
that. And I came across an article who was like, you'd be so tired. And and I was like, well, I'm a single mom. That is out of the question. Like, I would never be able to do that.
Right.
Yes.
But so it was a really, really big eye opener for me. And I was like, yo, this is lit. I'm in. I'm
Yes.
here. I want all the teams.
Oh, all the stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so. Sorry to like. So having that moment, what was like a major low within starting your business?
Okay.
But one of those lows why it's so dramatic while you're in it, but you're able like to pull that lesson out. Like,
For
give
sure.
me that.
Okay, a low. I have a very, very, very strong passion for helping others.
Okay.
And I do.
Yes.
And especially once I got a taste of other things outside or things that can be obtained or reached in
Through
the
your
industry,
Yes.
it made me want to even help people even
And pull more.
Yeah.
So one of my lows I would have to say is realizing that that's not for everyone.
Exactly.
And not everyone wants to do that.
Yeah.
And you like, oh my God, I poured all of this
Energy.
into
and they don't even want it for themselves.
it was a really, really low moment for
Yeah.
me.
But how did you shake it?
I reevaluated and realized that I have to pick and choose who I
Being
give
very
that
selective.
energy to now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
smart.
And it's crazy because now that I have that mindset, I don't even have to look for it. It comes,
It comes to
me.
you.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I feel like I was looking for those people. Like, who can I help? Like, let me grab you and bring you over here.
Right, right,
But
right.
now, yeah, And because that energy is, I'm so into that energy now, I can almost spot it immediately. And now it's still even is a give and take.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now I'm even still receiving. Where before the people who I feel like didn't deserve it, they were
major
just,
key. Just take it.
They were just taking, and I'm left over here like.
Drained.
But do you feel like that's because of the new space that your career has taken you in, that you've like connected with different types of people?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, yeah.
For sure.
Like putting yourself in that particular space
Yes.
has allowed you to meet people who are more alike.
Definitely.
More aligned.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Where you're
Yes.
going.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That is exciting. So not about like a high, but what has been the one thing you've accomplished in your business to date that you are the most proud of? And it doesn't have to be an award, but like that one thing.
Okay, I got this. I got this. So being in a small town, in a small city, right? You're kind of confined. It's almost like just being in four walls, even though I had a salon, and you can get stuck and stagnant.
Yeah.
You don't really have other artists want to take you under their wing or give you information. So something that I'm so proud of is that I took the initiative to go out and get it myself.
Absolutely.
So there were no nail artists really in my city that were traveling. When I would hear about the trade shows like Broner Brothers, you heard hair show.
Right.
So I
You
didn't
didn't know
even
there
think
was
nail
another-
artists could
yeah.
even go to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And there was this publication in our city, a small like paper, and he asked me, "Are you going to the Broner Brothers?" And I'm like, "That's a hair show." Like, it's like, no, nail artists can go too.
It's a beauty show.
Right.
It's a beauty show.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so I am so proud of myself that I
Booked it.
stepped outside of my comfort zone or what I knew and did that, because I probably wouldn't be where I am today.
So when you went to that first show, did you come to the Atlanta show or did you go to like
It was
Detroit?
it was Atlanta.
Oh,
It was the Broner Brothers Atlanta
Back
hair
then, did they only
show.
have Atlanta?
No, I thought
When
Broner
it
Brothers.
first started?
I've
I
only ever
never
known
heard
about
of Detroit.
Atlanta.
I thought it was
When I
somewhere in
went-
Michigan.
No,
It
I
was-
think it only was in the back in the day. It was only Atlanta, and then they started.
I mean,
doing-
Detroit was heavy in that industry.
I thought
Like, you know,
that's
all the
why.
hair, all the like the hair competitions were heavily like Detroit
Yeah.
focused. But I don't know if they were. I think
They
it was
weren't
here.
Broner
though.
Brothers.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's when I went. I think it was only Atlanta
Okay.
back
Yeah.
then.
Okay, I thought
Yeah,
it
but
was
there
a
were a
big
lot
show.
of Detroit people
Yeah,
there.
they
Right.
lead like
There
the
were a lot of
competition.
Detroit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Exactly.
thinking.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that kind of like gave me a different perception.
It makes sense
again.
too why we have so many Detroit
People
like
here.
beauty professionals here too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they come.
Yeah,
And
and
then
they
get
see
to
But
the city.
Detroit hair. Oh,
and all this brown.
I know it's.
All
I
this
know.
black
The
luxury.
nails is too, honey.
Yes.
The nails is too.
But
I
yeah,
know.
Detroit, you think about your first visits to Atlanta, you see all
Yeah.
this black luxury.
No, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Detroit is like it's like their own world down there.
For sure.
Like I feel like Detroit hair and nail stuff like that is literally for shows. Like
Yes.
Absolutely,
but
I'm
for them,
saying-
it's of course the day to day thing. No, I'm not saying anything against your thing. I'm just saying
No.
like they're for them it's a day to day, but for us it's like whoa,
That's a lot.
jewels and the hooks hanging.
Yes, yes, yes.
So to piggyback on that point, so someone getting into the industry now, a young lady that wants to get into the industry now, maybe a young lady from a small town like you were from, in 2023, what would you tell her? What would you, what is the tip you would give her to get into the industry?
It's hard to just say like one tip,
Give us a
but
few, whatever
the
you want.
number one thing I would say is to make sure like it's something that you love and that you're passionate about. I have influenced a lot of people, and I see a lot of people who kind of go into the industry, and I think it's because they see like how much money you make.
Absolutely. They're trying to
And
mimic
They
you.
see the results
Yes, yes,
of your
But
hard
not the
Yes.
hard work.
yes.
But not the hard
Hard,
work.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so much more because I'm
Absolutely.
like, they be like, oh yeah, I just had to pay her $3,000 for this wig, and it's like,
Right.
but it's so much more
It's
that
amazing.
goes
Absolutely.
into
To get to that
it.
point, it's so much that it's
Exactly.
going to take. Yeah.
So-
And there's so many reasons why you are at that price point because
Exactly.
you have done
Exactly.
the
Because you
work.
put in the work.
You've taken the education,
Yes.
and
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
flew
Yes.
out.
I flew out.
Yes, like all the time to further my education, but people don't see that.
Yes.
You know, so I would say number one is to make sure like it's a passion and that you really love it. And something that I wish someone told me was to know your purpose,
Yes.
to really like dive into what your purpose for getting into the industry looks like, what that
Right.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your why.
Absolutely.
Yes,
You have to
your
know
why.
your why.
I mean, bigger
sure.
than just the money and the look of it all.
Because
Yeah.
on those days when it's slow or really busy or really annoying or really aggravating,
You'll go back to your why.
You'll go
Yeah,
back to
and you're
your-
gonna sit there and practice.
Yes.
Right.
Or you're gonna go. I mean, these days you pull out a TikTok, you get creative because you know what that why is.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Ash, you kind of wanted to deep dive more into this particular question. So, give the girls one great tip on building top tier
Yes.
clientele, and then we'll go into your deep dive.
Well, basically
That's really what it was.
Yeah.
But also
Yeah.
like what she did when
when
she.
you talk about pivoting.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Whew. Man, when I think about where I started,
Yeah.
number one is be the client you want.
Ooh.
That's number one.
Talking that talk.
You talking
That is
that
number
talk.
one.
Yes.
So, and I always think about this class that I took, which reassured what I was doing, where he compared like hotels or department stores. And if you take like a Motel 6, that's going to look totally different than the Ritz-Carlton.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I've like been to Cali and been down Rodeo Drive, and them girls got blonde hair, and you don't see no new growth.
Right, right.
You like they
on
on
top.
point.
Yeah.
So you like, okay, I understand why this price point is like this. They in their nice suits and
Yeah.
so I would say number one is be that client
Yeah.
that
That
you
wanna
want
serve.
Yeah.
for sure.
Can I say something, not to interrupt you? This is just so random. I was in the store the other day, and somebody complimented my nails.
Okay.
They're in the beauty industry. And
Oh, I know.
they complimented my nails, and they were like, who do you go to? And I was like, Lavette Beauty Asylum. So I'm already, before I can even finish it, trying to pull out your Instagram.
Okay.
And they was like, oh, you go to her now? I used to go to, that's high. Legit. And I was like looking at her because I know her books. I know her prices.
Point.
I'm like,
Oh, she was another professional, a beauty professional?
who is high?
The nerve.
Ashley.
The audacity.
Who is
The
high?
audacity.
That's what I'm like. Aren't you? And then so before I knew it, I was like, well, yeah, people say that about me, but
Right.
like, you get,
And people say that about you, bitch.
Listen, if I were a tad bit more comfortable,
Right.
Right,
You ain't the client, okay?
Yes,
You are not the ideal client.
But
That is so
I
hilarious.
literally had that moment. I was like, well, people say that about me.
I can't
but,
wait
like,
off air. I gotta find out what I
As
said.
soon as you find out, you're gonna be like, oh, wow.
The nerve.
Yeah.
But just to say, like, you have to be that client, and it's so interesting, like some other people's or beauty professionals' perspectives when it comes to shopping for themselves.
Yes.
It's like you are requiring this same thing from your people, but they can't see it for themselves.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Just say you don't
But
see
like
the
you
value.
say,
Yeah,
like-
you don't value your nails. Just say that.
Right.
Just say that. It's
But-
okay.
That could be a thing.
But even weirder, was showing me the pictures of your artwork.
No, but
You want it, but you don't want to pay.
you know what
She was
annoys
like,
me
she
about
did
that
this.
story?
She's like, oh my God, do I go? Oh my God, do I not? Like, oh,
Exactly,
I
yeah.
want to, I can't. I want to.
What annoys me about that is that you expect people to pay this high ticket number for you,
Right.
but you're not willing to do that for somebody
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
You want to be blessed in a way, but you don't want to bless others in a
That's
way.
And you can be stopping your own
before-
growth.
Yes.
If you already high, you can be
Yes.
higher.
But
Yes.
that's why
Yeah.
before she could even get it out, I was like, oh, they say that about me too. Like, you gotta be who you
Yeah.
are out
Yeah.
here, like, or
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah.
So it was just
And
interesting
also, that
to
should
be
just
like,
never be the response.
It should just
Because we
never-
are
Yes.
annoyed when that's the response. You know what I mean? Like, you should never let that be the response.
It's just really.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder: is she annoyed by
Because
that
she
response?
is. I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
It's weird. It was a weird altogether because I know your menu.
Right.
I'm like, what?
Right.
It got weird, but it was so funny though. In that same breath, it was like, she did these, girl. Look at she did these. She did
Girl.
Are
these.
you
Like,
hype about it?
yeah, but you
Wow.
okay. I was
Yeah.
like,
You got to
yes,
pay to play.
And the best nails you've ever had.
Yes.
I'm telling you. But anyway, that was just another.
I actually, I'm like, okay, somebody who came to me. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it was another person who actually experienced me.
Yeah.
But in hearing that, all I hear is like, wow, Lavette, you grew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's actually a really good feeling when I hear that. And I know not
1000%.
everyone is for me. Like
Right.
you said earlier,
Yeah.
like, It's
just
really
be
good.
okay in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I
the
know
place.
my worth.
Yeah.
That to be
Because that
okay
comes
with
with
that.
energy.
Yes,
Yes,
because the
for
energy.
sure.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes when you're pulling people outside of their comfort zones, you become this figure that has to like prove stuff.
Right.
And that's pressure.
That's never where
That's
I
added
want.
pressure.
That's
Yeah.
never what I want. So
No.
no, if it's not for you, it's not for you. I respect
No,
it. Thank
I
you.
respect it. I totally
Yes.
respect it. And you're leaving room for the ones who really want to be
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah,
Want to
absolutely.
be there.
Absolutely.
That
Yes.
Because that client
Yes.
is going to be super critical.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? The
Yes.
energy is off because you got
Yes.
attitude because you really don't want to.
Because
You
you're
know
really
what I
thinking
mean?
about this.
Exactly. You
Checkout.
think about it.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yes.
awful.
And that's why I had to do the manifestation.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that people were gravitating to the art.
Right.
And I would say there wasn't a lot of energies where I was like, I cannot deal with her. But when I started kind of getting clients who were trying to pick apart every
Yeah.
little, like, well, how much is this and how
Oh,
much
yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
And I'm
What if I
like,
get 4 crystals?
That's not
instead
your
of
client.
exactly. And I was
Instead of 10.
like, okay, I got to kind of realign and readjust.
Right.
Because, I mean, I would
You're gonna
love
drive me
to
crazy.
service you, but
You're gonna drive
that
me
you're
nuts.
not the client
Right.
for me.
Yeah.
You
I
only,
want
got, you
someone.
only have so many hours in a day
Exactly.
to service your best clients in,
Yes.
in that time frame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you still want to feel good about your
Your work.
activity,
Yeah,
your work,
absolutely.
your space, and it's like I don't want to have to take this stress home. You know, I want this
And
to
that
still
is
be
a
fun
good
for me.
point.
Yeah.
When during like my evolution over the years, there would be times where I'm kind of doing art and doing something that I love, but the person is being so picky and choosy. At the end of it, I don't even like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Right.
don't even want to post this. I don't
Right.
even want to, you know. But as I evolved, I mean, I've had some funny talks with some clients,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, you never post my nails. And I'm like, well, I don't do nails like that anymore.
Right. And I don't want to
But,
attract
but I
that
want to
client.
make you a happy client.
Right.
I
So
can't
I'm
post
going to
that.
cater to
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
your needs, but this
Right.
is not what I'm promoting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Right. I
this
don't
is
want to
not what
attract
I
more
wanna
of you.
do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and ironically, over time, she was like, "Okay, do what you want to do."
Okay.
Oh, because she wanted to get posted.
that-
Little baby
Do what
wanted
you
to
want
get
to do.
posted.
Why does this matter so much?
I'm
You can't even walk
crazy.
around
I
with
thought
your
you were happy
beautiful
with what
nails.
you
Right,
wanted.
right.
Yes.
Only
Yeah.
matters
Do
if
what
it
you
makes
want to
it-
do. I'm like, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, girl, I got you. But eventually, because some people, they kind of get stuck in their ways too,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Because she
Yes.
was like a little older, had been getting her nails done for a long time. And it's like, once you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
But
You know?
here's the thing too. It's like, and I know Ashley and I experience it. Like a lot of times, people don't recognize that they're getting, I won't say bad work, but less quality work.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that person that they were dealing with for however long was the best of the best that they
Right.
know.
Yes.
To them.
And to them.
Yeah, to
And
them.
then,
Yes.
so when they come, it's just like an insecure kind of tango.
It is.
Yes.
It's like, don't tell me about these J curls that this lady used in 1902. I don't I don't want to hear it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
She did this. I'm like, that was there. That's when you lived out in DC. I
Right.
don't have that. I don't order that.
Yeah.
So are you okay?
And that's not on my page. So
Exactly.
why are you here?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
So specifically tell us what are some of the things that you did to pivot into that top tier clientele?
Well, it started with the booking. I detailed exactly like what's expected of you and what's expected of me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think initially, like if someone is interested, they'll be like, okay, yeah. And I increased my deposit.
Yes.
Okay.
So my deposit was 75% of the service. So I think that would just
Weed out. Yeah. The wrong.
Because
Yeah.
you were like, what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to be really, really into this and really want this experience for
Yeah.
you to trust that.
Yes.
Right.
So, like Kai and I's experience is like we love the booking. We love
Right.
to set that up.
Right.
For somebody who is not into it or
Right.
insecure about it,
Right.
that's just gonna be a little bit
Yeah.
too
Too
much
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for their. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Turn off.
It's a
Yeah.
turn
Exactly.
off.
The thing is,
Yeah.
like you would think that they would understand. Okay, this is different, which
Yeah.
means the whole experience is
But
gonna
no,
be different.
different is too much.
Right. But seeing the positive in
They
it,
get
like,
to that
oh,
second,
this is
that
different.
second
but
button,
yeah.
like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't
Look,
want to
fill
do
out all
this.
the things. And then when
Yes.
that green button hit,
Yes.
you pay now, you're like,
Yeah.
And that helps in the long run.
So those were some of the things that that I did. Being a little bit more intentional on my social media as well. Like using certain SEOs and stuff and looking for my ideal client.
Absolutely.
And of course my referral system, because I'm like, girl, I want somebody like you.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I mean, referrals are a thing.
That's everything.
We are in 2023, and I know that back in the day, that's how people used to get their clientele. But I feel
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, but I feel like referrals are great, especially when you do find that one particular client. Like, okay, who are your friends at?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh, you usually get them all. Like, you don't do them all.
Yep.
And maybe like 2 or 3 will stick with you.
Yes.
Or like if you do a wedding party, you might have 2 or 3 of the bridesmaids come, and they might stick with you. Or usually the referral rotation is the lady you want. She's been watching your client for a few months.
Yes.
Scoping her out. And still going over there.
That's the thing. I've had people sitting my chair who told me they've been watching me for years. Literally. Really? Like, girl, I've been watching you for like 2 years, and I finally was like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
2 years of.
I've literally had someone tell me that before.
I can see that.
That's amazing. So we talked about the quality of your service and the education that you provide to others and to your clients, but has that ever had like an adverse effect, like maybe educating somebody too much, or
Okay. Yes, it has. Sometimes when you seem perfect, you know, like you do all of the educating and you're making sure like you're providing this amazing service.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the clients will start questioning you. Like, or it's like, I mean, their nails, you use your hands every day. You do things. So like if they go a year without breaking their nails and they break a nail, it's like, hold on.
What did you switch?
You didn't do the quality.
Did you use something new?
And it's like, but sis, like it was a whole year, you know. So sometimes it does. I feel like once you reach a very high standard or quality of service, you have to live up to that every moment. And it's like, okay, this got to be perfect. I mean, like, I'd be like, I'm allergic to breaks and lifting and stuff like that. But sometimes somebody's chemistry could be off with the product during that specific season, or so many different elements.
Like me, so
girl, when you was flipping them tires.
When I first started coming to her, I wasn't working out, and so I was doing, the Gel-X, and they were perfectly fine. I was coming once a month. And then when I started going in the gym heavily and training with my trainer, like he literally had me doing the tires and everything like that. I mean, they was just snapping.
Literal tires.
Literal like the semi-tires.
Yes.
And I'm like, what's going on? Like, we both were like, because you haven't broken a nail since you've been here. And but that's where the communication comes in and stuff, and we figured out, okay, sis, we got to do something else for you.
Same with me, though, in a sense, because I came in knowing I was going to break nails.
Yeah.
Because I was very tough on my nails, and if there was a situation or whatever, I'd be walking through the door like, it's not you. I did this.
Which I appreciate that. Because clients will make you feel like it's all you.
I've been on the receiving end of that. Somebody is something as simple as like, nobody complimented me this time. Did you do something different? Like, bitch, they see you every day.
They try to say
see anyone new. No. Right.
We're thinking about how much we've increased washing our hands so much.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you do a really crazy bend, and now you're washing, now it's just water. Yes. So
many different things.
But we had a moment, and I came to an appointment, I hadn't broken a nail. She's like, I'm really proud of you. I'm like,
I pays attention, honey.
I be trying to. So the girls are huge advocates of the Quadrupid theory.
Okay.
So can you share with us some of the things that you do to ensure your Quadrupidness, like Quadrupid and spiritual fit, financially fit, mentally fit, and physically fit?
Start with physical first.
Start with physical. That's the one I'm least checking in.
But you do make up into it for like the way you eat and how you restrict yourself in that way.
I do.
Yeah, that's
so
physical.
That's
the physical for sure. I don't drink. Yeah, I've been drinking some sparkling water this
Yes,
whole
she
time.
has. Period.
Me too.
Lies.
Stay out of it.
Yeah, I try to make very conscious decisions of what I put in my body.
Yeah.
So I've been vegan, and that's I really don't even like using that term because I feel like I'm more of a holistic eater.
Okay.
But I don't do anything meat related at all. Basically, if it bleed, I'm not touching it.
Okay.
And I don't do any dairy, no eggs, milk, cheese, or anything like that. And I've been living this lifestyle for 8 years now.
Okay.
And I can testify that it is the truth because I was doing Rennie's hair one appointment, and your baby girl was like, she was looking for food. And the
My 4-year-old.
The 4-year-old was like, I'm vegan. Make sure it's vegan food.
Yes. The 4-year-old is a born vegan.
Okay, so she's
so cute.
Yeah, so she's never experienced meat or anything at all. So, but it's a lifestyle. So it's not like you just can't eat that. Like we've educated her from the time she was a baby. Like why we choose this lifestyle. Yeah. So she'll ask you in a minute if you try to hand her something. Is that vegan?
Right.
Like
Yes.
yes.
You can't disrupt my system.
Right.
No. And it's so funny how the body is because I want to say when she was about 2 years old, my best friend was babysitting her. And her son gave my daughter a nugget. Ooh. And my best friend didn't even want to tell me because she knew I was going to flip. But my daughter held it in her mouth for I don't even how long.
Because she knew it wasn't right.
She was just like, and she said, when she's like, what do you have in your mouth? And when she opened it, the chicken nugget just fell out. And I was like.
How old was she?
I think she was about 2 years old at that time. So she was still fairly young. Yeah. And I nursed her for 2 years.
Okay.
And I strictly nursed her for a year. So we didn't even introduce her to any type of food until she was 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So even for her to have that, I don't even think she really knew. I think
knew
her body was kind of like on that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is not right.
This is different.
Yeah.
Definitely is not chicken.
Right.
Food on top of that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say offline. I want you guys to hear her
birth story.
Okay, I can't wait.
Birth
Can't
story.
wait. Spit it what? The Patreon, right?
When she said pure, I was like, yeah. And I used to drink socially.
Okay.
And I think that's been about almost 11 years now, where I just decided I drank because I thought it just enhanced fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And I had a moment where I drank a bunch and I didn't feel buzzed or it didn't really have any effect. And I had so much fun.
Yeah.
And I just looked at all my friends and I was like, yo, I'm not drinking again. They thought I was crazy. I put a date on it, which was my grand opening of my salon.
Okay.
And I had champagne and I haven't had anything since.
So is there a correlation though, like between like your gut health, your mental health with being vegan and no longer drinking alcohol? Like, have you seen that difference? Like maybe just more clarity? Like, do you feel different mentally and physically?
Mentally,
It was so
It's
long
been so long ago.
yeah, it's been, I would say,
in that moment.
with more of the eating, definitely.
Okay.
And I'll give you an example. So I've been thin my whole life, and I always wanted to get a little thick. And right before I transitioned into the vegan lifestyle, I worked so hard to gain these damn 10 pounds. And I lost it. Like, it took me about a month and a half, and I lost it within like 5 days when I transitioned.
Wow.
Usually, mentally, I would have been broken. I would have been so upset, so mad.
Right.
But I physically felt so good that I think it did help with the mental, because I was like, I had a boost of energy, and I was like, okay.
Right.
I was just wet. Like I feel good, and we gonna be able to get there. So I definitely feel like it helped.
Just more positive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Spiritually, the first thing I do spiritually is every day I wake up is I give gratitude.
Big one.
I am so thankful for just being me.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm
amen
thankful.
to that.
Yes, and it took me a long time to actually get here, because I've been through so much. But that's the first thing I do, and that just aids my day and my week into my spiritual health. It's just being so thankful for the littlest things, y'all. If I get a
Yes.
parking spot close,
Listen.
I'm thanking God. Like, thank you,
No,
universe.
seriously.
Like, I'm so grateful for everything.
Yeah.
Like, everything. People take advantage of the littlest things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that definitely helps me spiritually. My mental aspect, is doing things like this, connecting with like-minded women and being able to pick other people's brain. Because like I said, when I first started, I was just kind of in a room and kind of to myself and nobody to bounce anything.
Yeah, it's very isolating for sure.
So this helps me mentally, like just talking to women and getting great energy and vibes. So I'm doing a lot more networking and things of that nature.
Feeling less transactional, right?
Yes, yes, for sure. And financially, sis is working on some things.
That's the all work in progress, right?
It is. I am working and doing it for 15 years. Okay, so a little disclaimer: I have never punched the clock before.
Okay.
I've never worked for anyone.
That's beautiful.
So
That's
I
I love that for you.
I did not know about systems or things
Right.
like that. So this has literally been like a grind, a hustle kind of mentality for me
For the longest.
for the longest. And now that I'm actually putting myself in different network and communities,
spaces,
I'm learning different things.
Yeah.
Like I had a mindset of, okay, I want my kids and my grandkids to be okay, but not really knowing how to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's somebody that you referred to me.
Yes.
That you've connected
Trellis
with.
Williams, Lady
She's
Finance.
amazing. Yes.
Okay.
She's been a huge part of my financial fitness journey.
Yes.
For sure. She's getting me on point.
Which goes back to what we said. Get your people.
Yes.
Get your people.
Like,
Yes.
And that's
Identify-
what I mentioned in
Now, did she start
that
as,
episode.
sorry, did she start as a client or how did you find her?
No, I actually, so I was asked to be on a panel at the Broner Brothers last September in Florida. And she had a girl, Tessa, amazing makeup artist. She has to be on the show, by the way, who was speaking on behalf of Lady Finance.
Right.
And it was just something about Tessa, I just gravitated towards her. So that's how I got introduced to the whole Lady Finance team.
Got you.
And again, energy
So being
is
in
big
different
on me.
spaces.
Yes,
Yeah.
the different space.
Yeah.
And I signed up for her boot camp. And a part of me knew, even though it was about like learning more about the finances and stuff, my heart told me this is where I was going to find my tribe and my community.
Yes.
I love
And
that so much.
like I got chills.
I know.
saying that.
I think I got chills too now. I guess I'm fired
That's
up.
the vibe you get as soon as you walk in the door.
You better
As
calm
soon
down.
as you
Amy.
hit the door.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I was like, okay, I'm signing up for this to learn about how I'm going to move my coin around.
But
My heart was like, I got to be with these people.
Yeah, you
Like,
made the investment too. You saw the value. You made the investment.
I did. I signed up, paid full at the show.
Yeah.
And my first class, and I looked around, and the feeling that I got, I was like, yo, this going to be my community. I'm going to be a part of this dope-ass community.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing. Like, she's someone who doesn't only talk about what she does, she naturally do it.
Yeah, she lives
She's
it.
checking up
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
And the lady is busy as heck.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, you found time to check on sis.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing.
People that pour into you,
way.
you want to pour into them.
Like,
Yes.
The most polite way. And
Yes.
her first question to you is always, what are your financial goals? Yeah.
What it's about you, not about what the dynamic is or what they say you should do. It's
Right.
like what are your goals?
Yeah.
Right.
It's always long term and not short term.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have my little CEO days where I genuinely just take that day to go over all of my numbers and
make sure you're hitting your strides.
Mm-hmm.
We recently discussed money mindset and like money mindset blocks on a previous episode. So what is your relationship with money been over the years, and how has it evolved?
When I first started out, I was very young.
Yeah.
And I came from nothing.
Yeah.
Literally.
I mean,
So getting fast money, because, you know, it was mainly cash back then.
Yes.
yeah.
Sis was like, I got a client in an hour. Let me run to the mall real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh. I had this one experience where it was an older client, and I knew I should not have left, y'all.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's cool. I had just got done doing one of my good friends, and she's like, I'm about to go to the mall. I'm like, girl, I just made like a couple hundred. I'm about to come with you. And we went to the mall. The client was calling me. The client was, but this is when I was like fresh.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I probably hadn't even been doing it a whole year yet, professionally.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, let me hurry up and get out of here. I probably would have showed up maybe an hour late.
What?
Yes.
I couldn't
Yes.
even imagine
So
that.
y'all hear this experience.
You were a baby, though.
I was a baby.
Yeah.
I didn't know
19,
any
20,
better.
So
Right.
when you walk in
19.
an hour
19.
later,
Yeah.
I
what
believe
do
I
you
was
say?
19. Oh, sis
I
was
just
gone.
disappeared. I'm dead.
Yeah.
She was gone.
Just evaporate.
She was gone. And I left with my friend in her car. So when I came back, she left a nice note on my windshield
Ooh.
Get
and
you
was
together.
like, you never do this.
Good old
People's time
lesson.
is valuable.
Absolutely.
And I literally went from 0 to 100 because then it's like I catered my whole entire career to my clients.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that even evolved because I went from like, not really caring about their
Right.
time
Right.
to like giving them all my time,
Yeah.
squeezing them in
Yeah.
wherever I can,
You
working
didn't find
from
a happy,
sun up.
Yeah.
No,
that happy medium wasn't developed.
It-
Because the
wasn't.
pendulum, like, you'll overcorrect.
Yeah.
The pendulum
Yes.
swings
Yeah.
all the way to the
Yeah,
other
I was
side.
like, I would never do it. And
Yeah.
she was older. She set me straight.
Yeah.
And she still remained a client
Wow.
too, thank God.
Right.
Shout
Yes,
out to
but I
her.
think she probably was like, this a little young when I gotta
Yeah,
get
I
her
gotta
together.
get her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
At that point, you don't know what she rearranged to get
Right.
there.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah. You set an appointment, you keep an appointment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I showed one how I ain't had no money to be going to no appointments, so I ain't know no better.
That's the difference in like
I
treating
was
it like a
spending my
hustle
money.
and
Yeah.
treating it like a business.
Business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that has definitely evolved. And then I had to find a balance of, okay, now my clients can't dictate my life either.
Right.
Right.
And that's kind of been my journey the last 5 years of my career, trying to balance that. Like about 5 or 6 years now, setting time and boundaries for like myself,
Right.
my children. Especially when my oldest got super busy, it was like, okay, I got to get her dance schedule first, and then this will be like my schedule.
Right.
So just not knowing really,
Yeah.
Right.
because I feel like that was a block.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have anyone to look up to, any entrepreneurs or business
Right.
people that could say, hey, no, you don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of it is really ignorant.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of
Your
ignorance.
lessons
was
You
were
don't
really-
know what you don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what has been your biggest challenge in your entrepreneurial journey and how have you overcome it?
My biggest challenge,
Something that's probably like reoccurring. It's been an ongoing thing. you had to overcome.
balance,
I was
Is
about,
that does balance exist?
That
for
right
you?
there.
Yeah.
really no.
Yeah.
I watched you guys' episode
Yeah.
when you guys spoke on that. In my head, everything had to be 100%.
Right. Or
So when
25,
you
25,
got-
25, 25.
Yeah. No, honey, I was like 100, 100. I don't know where I was pulling up 100. I don't know where I was pulling these extra numbers, honey. But when listening to y'all, I'm like, oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's season.
I cannot give 100
100% to
here,
each
100
area.
there.
Right.
Yeah.
But because this is all I know and all I've done, I felt like in the beginning, I was so blessed and fortunate to still be extremely involved in my children's life and my daughter's life, like going to events and stuff
Yeah.
and still being able to make money.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even realize that was a thing. Like sometimes
Right.
something goes
A lot of parents can't
Yeah.
can't do
yeah,
that. Yeah.
some parents, they just become workaholics and don't know nothing about
About
the
what their
children.
kids
Right.
want.
Yeah.
Or they're fully involved with the children and then they're broke and they really can't provide for the child. So, it was someone actually told me that, like, I don't know how the heck you balance this, but you do a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh. But over time, my career advanced.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking about all the other things you want to do and add and implement because you're evolving. Like, okay, sis want to get from behind the chair a little bit, from
Yeah.
behind the desk or
Yeah.
the table.
Do teaching, education,
Yeah.
all that. Yeah.
And you start just getting pulled in all these different directions. And so balance is, that's my
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a constant struggle,
Yeah.
right? And you're constantly like shifting what that looks like in every season.
For
Yes.
sure. For sure.
For me, I feel like I just kind of shifted it in the last almost year. It's kind of been like, honestly, it was working my kids. I was I took the back seat.
Yeah.
I really did nothing for myself. And I was like, okay, I have to work on that. So
Absolutely.
now I'm starting to try to like do little things for myself, like read more.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just go for walks. This is dating now.
I'm
That's a whole nother.
That is a whole
Patreon.
nother
That's
thing.
for Patreon.
Yes.
That is but
Right.
it's for me,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
it's for me. Like
And it's
I
for me
would-
because I like to be entertained. So by her dating career.
my dating life,
My
yeah,
dating life.
went from a 0 to 100.
Literally.
That's exciting.
Yes.
Yes.
So now I've put myself
In the
in that
mix.
in that mix. So balance is a challenge for me for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it is for us all.
So, what is the most valuable lesson you've learned in your journey so far? And that could be career wise, that could be personal, that could be,
Like
anything.
one of those
Listen.
nuggets, one of them old
Yeah.
school clients dropped on you.
yeah. I might have would have kept that letter, by the way.
Yes, for your friend.
Listen.
Yeah.
Framed.
Yes.
What?
It hurt though while you in the,
I
in
said I
the
might
middle
have
of
would have
it.
kept that letter
That was
that
left in
she
your
left
car.
on
that
your
she left on your
window.
window. I might have.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, it got
that
tossed
would've
out
been-
immediately.
Yeah,
I don't want to think about it.
Read it, was looking around like, is she still here? Like that definitely
Make it go away.
would have been so a lesson. I would have to say, when I think back to like where I am now, there were certain things where I kind of felt like things had to be perfect. Or things had to be just right.
Yeah, perfectionism.
And and you
Are you a
kind of.
Libra again? I'm
I'm
joking.
a Scorpio.
I'm joking.
Scorpio.
I struggle.
And so a lesson that I learned was like, just do it.
Just start.
Just do it.
Yeah.
There's been moments when I look back like, damn, like I could have had that
Been there, done.
years ago.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But in my mindset, it was like, no, I can't do that yet.
Yeah.
This has to be done. That has to be done. An example would be, when I opened my salon, it was about 1,300 square feet, so it's a nice space.
Yeah.
And I had room for other artists for sure. But I'm like, so many things had to be perfect before I even looked. So I struggled
Yeah.
literally in the negative for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was doing it all alone. And then once I started getting people, I was like, wow, I could have been doing this.
Yeah.
And then I even renovated and still had them in there working. I ain't closed down.
Yeah.
But my mindset back then would have been, okay, we're going to completely close and figure something out while
Yeah.
the renovations were going
Right.
on. But they were building walls and stuff,
Right.
and people were still getting their money.
Yeah.
So just that would be the biggest thing.
That's a great
is-
one.
Perfection.
Yeah.
I think that affects a lot of entrepreneurs. Like that's
Yeah.
a thing for us.
And people who make money off of what they literally produce.
Right.
Yeah.
Physically
your art,
produced.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Art, like
Yep.
it's hard to like.
It's hard to separate yourself from it. You're,
Yes,
you're so
it
sensitive
is.
about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very sensitive.
Hold it real tight.
Yeah.
Yes, very sensitive.
So, how do you see yourself? How do you see your business evolving in the next 5 years? Like, what steps are you taking to achieve those goals?
In the next 5 years, I believe I don't imagine myself completely away from the desk.
Okay.
Right? But I picture myself like having like my OG, like just
Yeah.
kind of like a more
Solid core.
sisterhood.
Yeah.
As far as that goes. But I definitely see me being a motivational speaker.
Okay.
Yes. I see.
I am and one of the most renowned fashion designers.
Yes. Listen, we bring this back in 5 years, okay?
5 years.
And listen,
I'm
this is a
claiming
manifestation
I'm
happening.
claiming it. Yes.
On
I'm going
camera.
to be a renowned fashion designer.
That's
Yes.
exciting.
Yes.
Yes.
And you are.
You
Thank
Andy.
It
you.
is.
It is.
It is.
Yes.
And my daughter will be probably the face of that brand.
Yeah.
Rennie
Yes.
Ramos.
Rennie
the-
Ramos.
The rapper on
Yes.
point.
Yes.
It's
Mama
a whole
Jer?
family.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
whole
Mama
thing.
What has
Jer.
that
Yes.
been like? We never talked about that. So what has
Yeah.
that been like? What has Mama Your life been like? Aside from having this excellent career in nails.
Mama Your Life is hard.
Yes.
Very hard. It's a whole nother job. It's challenging trying to balance or differentiate mom versus manager.
Yeah.
But it's also exciting and fun because I get to experience different sides of her and just seeing the awakening in her.
Right.
But it feels so rewarding knowing that I'm pouring
All of this.
Yes.
good
all
energy.
of this into her.
Yes.
And my biggest thing for her is to do something that she loves because I have been blessed to have a career and make money on doing something that
That's
I
such a
truly
blessing.
love.
Such a privilege
Yeah.
for her.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're all about the girls. So we like to end on this. Would 12-year-old you be inspired by you now? And what would you tell her if you could?
And don't cry.
You can cry. You can cry.
No.
Don't listen to cry.
Don't cry.
We can all
It's
cry.
already
Fuck it.
tearing up. I'm already tearing up.
We cried yesterday.
All day.
Oh God.
Man, it's literally something flashed in my head when I was 12. She would definitely be proud of me now. So many things that I would want to say to her.
Just start.
I would probably start by telling her, recognizing all that she is, pouring into her, so that she can realize the beauty within her, inside and out. And I would tell her it's gonna be okay. Lot of worry. As a child, that everything is really gonna be okay and that you got it, and to not give up. I'm gonna keep it at that.
She want to take it
I am trying not to let this
Tell her that
It's
she
gonna be
won.
more than
Tell her that
okay.
she won to keep
Yes.
moving because she actually won in life. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she's
going to
actually
win.
Continuing
loved.
to win.
yeah.
I 12-year-old me didn't
Was
feel
unsure.
loved
Yeah.
at all.
She's so loved.
And just seeing how people gravitate to me now, I wouldn't have never pictured that.
Yeah.
And it's so natural and it's so authentic
Yeah.
in who I am and who I embody. And people naturally love me back.
Yeah. You put that energy out there.
Yeah.
You lead
Well,
with
I fell for you. Shit.
Seriously.
The one
We
thing
booked my
that
appointment. Before we end.
I need in,
The
right?
one thing
I'm
that I
in.
can appreciate about you, though, is that all the things that you've done in your career, all the awards that you've won, all the things that the money that you've made, you're so humble,
Yeah.
like
Thank
so
you.
humble, and I
Thank you.
just admire that about you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
'Cause you
Thank
could be out here doing
I could be
flips.
Right.
popping
Turn it up. Turn it up. And do. And can do both.
Yeah.
And you know what? That
I think the
actually
humble
is the
a
thing.
personality. Yeah.
That is the thing. Like I did realize, it's like little triggers and things. So people would ask me, that my people around me, because there's so many things that I've done that I have never spoke on.
Right.
Right.
But like my core circle, no.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, why didn't you share that? Or why didn't you do this? And why? And in my mind, because I don't want it to come off as me bragging or, you know, my humbleness, I wouldn't share it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I realize it can actually
Hinder the process.
And there's people who it actually inspires.
There are
Right.
people that need to hear it.
Pop your
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can pop your shit in the most
humble is you. Your feet
Yes.
are on
Absolutely.
the ground. Your mind is level and
Yeah.
logical.
I think our listeners will resonate with that too.
Yeah,
like
like-
Yes.
we just do not like to brag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We
But
don't like to brag, but do tell.
the people that are looking to you,
Now-
we need to hear it.
Yeah.
We need it.
Now I'm like, when I'm in rooms, they like, I ain't never heard you introduce yourself like that. I'm like, this is the new me, honey.
Right.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Exciting.
So, Lavette, we want to thank you for coming on. Girls that get it.
Yes.
Amazing.
It was.
I know this.
We couldn't have
this
had a
is-
better first
couldn't.
guest.
No, we
Had a
couldn't have had a
better first
better
interview.
first guest. We talked about it. I'm sure you and Deshae have talked about it as well, that we were actually going to do this. This is literally, like you said, off camera, it had been a conversation, and then now
Yes.
we are here doing it, and you being our first guest is just amazing. I've always appreciated your story.
Thank
I always knew
you.
there was something special. Our first couple of appointments, we really didn't talk personal talk. We just
Yes.
talked shop,
Yes.
basically. But your story is amazing. I'm so impressed, honestly, by you.
Thank you.
Same.
I'm motivated by you on a
Same.
daily basis.
you.
And I see great things,
Thank
better
you.
things, greater things. I said we had a long conversation yesterday.
Yes.
And I just see the next level. And the next level is going to even be something that even you probably is going to blow your mind.
Yes.
So we thank you for So we thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you.
No,
And sharing your
and
story.
sharing.
You
Yes.
guys are so welcome.
wanted
I
to
want
give
to
you our
thank you
flowers.
guys. Thank you guys for doing this. I think this is something that needs to be done. It's so inspiring and motivational, and seeing it come to fruition
Yes.
is so freaking dope. And I'm so happy I'm the first. The first guest. I
The
love
best
it.
first
The
guest.
energy.
And
the
episode 11, she
vibe.
said 11 is her number.
Oh, man.
So it's a
It's
thing.
destined.
It's perfect.
It was destined.
Yes.
Yes. When I seen that, I was like, so
No,
this
she,
is,
she slid it in like, so is this going to be episode 11?
She wanted to confirm.
Yes.
Before she got excited.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So this is, and you guys have been amazing. It's so inviting, so warm and cozy. Oh, I love it. I love it. I see great
I love it
things.
too.
Thank you.
Great things.
Thank
with
you.
Thank
the
you so
girls that
much.
get it. I love it.
Well, it's officially 5:33 and we're up. No,
We all look like a double off.
Oh man.
Like they said, the treadmill, double tap.
exactly.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
Thank
much.
you so
Thank you
much.
again. All right.
Thank you,
Catch
girls.
you next
Love
time.
you.
Hey girl, thanks for listening. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.